We are a little more than an hour away from a historic flight in commercial space travel. After a final test in May, SpaceX is set to take its first official passengers, 3 Americans and 1 Japanese astronaut, to the International Space Station. Many have gathered at the Space Coast to watch the rocket launch. But will it? Reporter Forrest Saunders is live in Titusville. Forrest, what can you tell us?
Well, if you take a look over my right shoulder, you'll see a very tiny white speck of light, and that is the Crew Dragon space capsule getting ready for liftoff. Now, that thing should already be in orbit, but unfortunately, gusty winds yesterday pushed things back 24 hours. And of course, we know the weather can always delay things, so people here waiting and wondering, are we going to get a launch? The latest reports show the Crew Dragon has a 50-50 chance of favorable conditions. Much like this scrub test flight in May, NASA says lightning, rain, and wind are again concerns.
You can predict the weather, but you never know till you get there.
What we do know, thousands have gathered in anticipation of this historic flight, weather permitting or not.
It's an iffy proposition down in Florida to launch a spacecraft.
Rich Soroy driving down from Virginia to snap a few shots despite the ongoing coronavirus pandemic and urging from officials that people watch online.
I figured, what the hell? When do you get to see the first operational launch of astronauts?
Fort Myers resident Ray Alexander had a shorter trip but higher stakes.
We said, well, let's do it. It's now or never, probably.
A 72-year-old wanting to see a manned launch his entire life, now hoping Sunday's flight will make the wish a reality.
Hopefully we'll see it because we got to go back tomorrow. We're in that age that we got doctor's appointments on Tuesdays.
While liftoff is still in the air, the state of the nation on the ground isn't. The SpaceX launch comes in the wake of a particularly divisive election cycle.
This is about America right now.
A chasm veteran David DeRosa hopes can be bridged by a successful mission.
Forget all the differences that we all have, political, and we can all just watch Americans go fly to the International Space Station.
Now, a couple more things to keep in mind. This is an instantaneous launch. That means it has to happen at 7:27 p.m. Eastern Time. Otherwise, it's not happening, at least today. But the good news that we're hearing from officials, all things are go right now, and the weather looking pretty good. That's the latest out here in Titusville. I'm Forrest Saunders reporting.